Okay, so welcome to my new channel. This is my second channel. I have a primary channel called Little House Off Grid. I'm Rob, and I thought I'd start a second channel, and because I think YouTube is being a difficult place right now. Things that used to work in the past, such as my channel, my Little House Off Grid channel, aren't successful anymore. But what I have noticed is many new channels are talking about doom and gloom, and they're doing very well. They violate all the rules that you used to have to not really comply with, but do in order to have a successful channel. Like, they don't edit their videos. They do the ums and the buts and they don't edit any of that out. A lot of the older YouTubers, you'll notice, try to have a smooth conversation. And if they pause for a long period of time or say they'll edit all that out. I know I do. So editing for me takes a long time on my primary channel. But these guys are just slapping stuff up, and it does really well. Some of these channels have been suspended. I know two of the channels that I watch have been suspended. One of them was actually suspended twice, and they come back stronger than ever. You have channels like mine who work very hard on the titling and the thumbnails and all the stuff like they used to do for years are no longer working. It's just a different place this year. So trying to be proactive as much as possible, I'm trying to recognize that YouTube may be wanting to go a different direction. It's odd to me because so many people will tell me that controversial channels are getting kicked off the platform. And I agree, I see that. I know what you're talking about. Yet, the ones that seem to squeak by on the YouTube rules are doing very well. It's very confusing. I just don't understand it. My primary channel, I think I do really well complying with the rules. I don't get into controversial subjects at all. Yet it just hasn't grown in the last year, which is very odd for me. My channel's always grown. I've always done well. And I was watching a YouTube expert. He was saying that it's time that you start thinking differently. You know, I've done it this way for 4 years. It's always worked. I've not changed anything, and now it's not working. Well, that's because you haven't changed, is what he said. So I thought I would use this channel to do some experiments with. I can't experiment with my primary channel. Every time I do an experiment with the primary channel, it gets worse. Titling, different formats, different camera techniques. I've gotten this new camera that was supposed to help. It didn't help any, it just made things worse. Different topics, and they always say don't try to change topics on a channel. And when you talk about different topics, everything gets worse. So the only thing on my primary channel that seems to work is firewood videos. They do very well. Well, how much can you talk about with firewood? Once you cut it down and you let it dry, it's pretty much done. So I thought I would try some things out with a new channel, see if I can get anything to work. I don't know if I'll keep this channel for very long or if I'll go back to just doing my primary videos once I figure out what's working, what's not working. But I really want some security knowing that if something happens to either one of the channels, I still have a channel that I can go to. And at least we'll tell my current subscribers on my old channel that there's someplace else you can go to see me. Now, I know a lot of people will tell me that I need to go to a different platform, Rumble or Odyssey and all that. Well, I don't know why I would want to do that. I do have a Rumble account, and there's nothing over there. Nobody's over there. YouTube is the platform that everybody goes to. YouTube is very well known. I think another thing YouTube did that messed with the old creators was they started these YouTube shorts to keep up with TikTok. And I think everybody's watching the short videos and they've gotten away from their favorite content creators. You know, a minute long video, you get to entertain a little bit and you scroll on to the next one. They make it very easy to navigate. Well, for us who don't want to strip in front of the camera like some of these people that work for the short videos, this isn't working for us. And I guess it's in YouTube's best interest to drop the old platform and to stay current with people, you know, the newer generation. I mean, you know, I'll die one of these days pretty soon, and they won't want my videos, of course. They want to keep the audience that is coming up. So I'm going to start making unedited videos on this channel. I'm going to discuss topics of the day, hopefully. I don't know if I'll do videos every day, but I'm not going to cut out the ums and the ands, because that's just too much work trying to maintain two channels. One with a professional, more professional look, and then one where these other channels seem to be so successful at not editing anything. I mean, there's this one video guy I watch, one content creator I watch, and he'll say, you know, 3 or 4 times before he actually gets out the thing I'm supposed to know. The YouTube professionals, the ones that tell you how to develop a channel, will tell you not to do that, yet he does it all the time. There's another one that just I mean, you can run it on high speed and it sounds better on high speed than it does on low speed. So I'm going to give this a try, see what comes of it. Hopefully I can get several of my subscribers from my old channel to come over here, check this out, and they'll be interested, and maybe I can get 2 channels rolling. That's what would be really good, is if I keep 2 channels going and get to where I want to be. Of course, when you start a YouTube channel, you have goals, you have aspirations that you're going to do a certain amount of whatever. Well, if I'm going to do YouTube, my big goal is to be able to make money off of it without asking the viewer themselves to put money into it. I mean, I could start a private thing, you know, you're down there at the bottom, you click a button, you can watch all these private videos, but I don't ask you to pay for that. I could sell merch, and I could sell Amazon. Well, actually I can't sell Amazon, but that's a whole different story. And I just don't want to have to ask you to pay for my content. I was really doing well, and it just stopped. So if I can get 2 channels to go, and I just got to put in a little bit extra effort each day, I'm more than willing to do that. I mean, if you want to be a billionaire, don't expect to sleep much. Well, I don't want to be a billionaire, but I would like to be able to match my goals. I will try to keep the ums and the you-knows to a minimum, but I do say those things, and that's why I edit my videos on my primary channel. So I will start talking about subjects of the day. That's where I'm going to start with this channel. In the news of the day that mainstream media isn't covering. Because when I do that with my other channel, YouTube doesn't promote it, and I would rather this channel pay the penalty for that kind of conversation than my primary channel. I've worked too hard on it. I really am proud of that channel. I'm disappointed that this year has been such a bummer year. So I'll try to keep these videos to 8 minutes roughly. I might go up to 10 minutes eventually, but 8 minutes seems like a reasonable time frame. So I hope you'll join along, subscribe, and we'll see where we go with this. Thanks for joining me.